Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the CSL Redlands Sunday morning meditation. My name is Sonja Prince, and I am the practitioner for today, and I will be guiding you through this meditation. So let's just take a couple deep breaths in and release. In again. And release. And just allow our bodies to be in a comfortable position, relaxed. Allow our minds to relax as we go deep within to that wonderful space. Safe and protected space. That heart space. Deeper and deeper. Where you feel no resistance in your body. If you recall the last meditation we left off on, we have risen to the levels of space. A magnificent wave took us from the ocean high above the earth. All one together as a group. And we marveled at the vastness, the openness, the weightlessness this magnificent universe. Look around in every direction. See it. You see the planets and the stars and the moon and the sun. As our minds open just wonder, we are happy, we are beyond what we know is real. We have moved into a space of imagination. And we are able to just know of the magnificence of who we are and how we fit into this vastness of space and time. We are together as one, experiencing this magnificence. Yes. Yes. Yes, our universe knows nothing but yes. This yes, the yesness of it allows our imaginations to be free and to go wherever we want it to go. As we move together with our eyes wide open, we are just floating through effortlessly. As we look back on our world, we look at it, we see it, we are amazed by it. And yet we're far, far away. Look at it and we can see how precious the whole thing is. And we just open our hearts and our minds and we can feel that love emanating from it. You can feel the energy that expands out from it. We're okay with that. As we move through this vastness of this galaxy, of the universe, we are able to touch the other planets that are in our system. We are so close to them. Marvel at their vastness, at the colors that they emanate. We marvel at such profound beauty. And we're all together, holding hands, forming our own circle, high amongst the clouds, high in an open vast universe. And we go within. We seek knowledge, information about our own existence. And we learn all there is to know about it. We are magnificent. We are wonderful. We are beautiful. We are gracious. We are loving. We are caring. We are who we are. Isn't that a wonderful feeling? To know that our tiny selves fit so perfectly in this vastness, space, vastness of our universe, vastness of the galaxies that we see all around us. We fit perfectly in this. Look around. Look around you. that we have surrounded ourselves in a perfect place of time and space that resonates in and through us. There's no resistance at all. There's no negativity at all. We are whole, perfect, and complete. We're able to share in the light of our being. A light so bright, a light that we are so close to, a star right amongst us in our presence. And we encircle this star, holding hands all together. Closer and closer to it, wrapping ourselves around this energy of light, and being prepared to be propelled through space and through time on this shooting star that takes us through distant time and space. Turns us to our home. And we are there, safely experiencing such magnificence that can never be taken away. Together. And so I invite you to return back to this space, this room, at this time. Move your fingers and your toes. Have a blessed day.
Good morning, everybody. Back into the room. From the metaphysical space into the physical space. We greet Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together,
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 we come together in the name of love.
we come together,
We come together,
come together,
we come together,
come together.
we come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you.
Recognize the God in you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together,
We come together,
come together,
we come together,
come together,
we come together in the name of love.
we come together,
We come together,
come together,
we come together,
come together.
we come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the love of each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together,
Come together,
come together,
we come together,
come together.
we come together in the name of love.
We come together,
We come together,
come together,
we come together,
come together.
we come together in the name of love.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we're gonna be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go to the chorus. Hey, hey, hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we're gonna be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is Say it. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, your soul is welcome. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Joe. I'm a practitioner student here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. We are blessed. And thank you for everyone joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube here on behalf in our beautiful sanctuary. CSL Redlands is a new thought community living an ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes studied truths from all over the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths and developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. CSL Redlands is an open and inclusive community honoring all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey or faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. So if you are here with us for your first time today, please raise your hand and we can provide you an information packet. Hey, there's one right there. Very good. Hey, thank you. Welcome. Glad you're here. We know you have a choice for your spiritual community. And again, we are delighted to have you visit us here today. So thank you again. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones and place them safely away so you may participate more fully. Okay, so announcements. 1 Minute Miracle is our practitioner. Our practitioners are available after service for prayer. So what can we know for you and your highest good? You can see me or Sonja or Daryl over there in the back. He's one of our practitioners. So yes, we're here for you if you so choose. Sandwich ministry, we have a sack lunch Saturday homeless food ministry. We can use your help. Donations of lunch meat, bread, condiments are always welcome. You can donate them here. You can contact me directly, and I can hook you up with contact information if you so want later. And oh yeah, so we okay. Well, since you ask, we are Hindu. We have a Hindu group that meets here and leases space from us, and they're a wonderful group. And they have started volunteering for us, and they provide they make hot vegetarian Indian meals from home, and they bring them here to the center, and there's about half a dozen of them came here yesterday, and we're prepping food on trays, and they brought soup and rice and these deep fried vegetable things. I don't know what they're called, but it was just and chickpea concoctions, and it was just wonderful and delicious food, and I took a couple plates home for myself and had a wonderful dinner. But it's a blessing. These folks are a blessing, and we're working very well together with them, and it's just a blessing that they're here. And I find that our spiritual paths are very aligned in concept and philosophy. As a matter of fact, Lakshmi, one of the active members and volunteers of this group, said, there's the only difference between what you guys teach and what we teach is you say it in English and we say it in Sanskrit. And
And it's the oldest religion, or they say it's the oldest religion in the world, the Hindu faith. But it's been a blessing, and they're great, and they volunteered to step up and work with us and help us out. And I found out that they do a food ministry, and they've been doing this for a long time with a organization called Paths of Life in Riverside. So it's just been a blessing, and I'm so grateful to Lakshmi and her group at the Hindu temple here. With that, moving on to our Saturday market morning in Redlands, we have volunteers who are needed. It runs from 6 a.m. That's our setup time. We can always use help with setting up and sharing your knowledge of our faith and philosophy. The booth is open from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Down there on State Street in downtown. And we break it down about 11:45 a.m. And so if you... I was getting to that. Yes. Well, and what I was going to say is thank you, Holly. Holly is leading this effort up, and David here, and so they could really use your help, Holly and David, and they get there early. And so if you're feeling active and ambitious, and we can really use your help Saturday mornings. So from 6:30 to 11:45 a.m., contact Holly, and whenever you're available, we're grateful. The Infinite Way book study, talking about Holly Bocanegra. She hosts the Infinite Way. That's by Joel Goldsmith. Every Monday and Thursday from 8 to 8:30 p.m. And there's Zoom meeting info. Password ID is 839-7115. That's the number, and the 2468. So ID 839-7115-2468. And the passcode is 080603. But if you need that repeated, we can help you out with that later. The Dream Band, Sunday service, 10 a.m., May 7th. Today? That is today.
And that's
Why
us.
is that in the announcements? Okay. Gilman Carver, everybody. Al Yankee and company over here.
Kristen on bass, Mac on drums.
Yeah. We just had to get that in the announcements because we love our Dream Band. And speaking of our Hindu group, Issue Foundation Yoga and Food Demonstration offering is Saturday, May 13th. Recommended love donation of $10. Yoga for Success runs from 1 to 2:15 p.m. And the food from a yogic perspective, I guess that'll be a talk about diet and practices of a yoga. A demonstration, 3 to 4 p.m. So sounds like it's going to be a great afternoon from 1 to 2:15, Yoga for Success. Food from a yogic perspective, 3 to 4 p.m. And that's next Saturday, May 13th, right here. CSL Redlands Rummage Sale, Saturday, May 20th, 7 a.m. to noon. Donations of gently used wood furniture, tools, household appliances, and exercise equipment are our most sought-after items. Being accepted, you can contact me about that or Sonja. We preferably, if you can drop off your donated items the day before the sale, which would be Friday, May 19th. But if you need to drop off sooner, we can arrange that. Just contact me or Sonja, and we'll set it up with you. Feng Shui Workshop, Saturday, May 20th, from noon to 2 p.m. It's going to be facilitated by Feng Shui Master Nate Batoon, and the class is $20. So if you're interested in that, please drop by May 20th from noon to 2 p.m. if you want to know about Feng Shui. Visit to the Holy Land, Sunday, May 21st, The Two Marys in the Life of Jesus by Reverend Suzanne Thomas Leonard. Yes. So that's going to be a sermon? You're going to bless us with a sermon? Wow, that's fabulous. Been trying to get her to do a sermon here for a while now. So awesome. Okay. Once again, visit to the Holy Land. The two Marys in the life of Jesus. Sounds very interesting. Treatment and meditation class. If you are interested in creating a spiritual practice that will change your life, sign up for this treatment and meditation class. This is a cornerstone of our faith and philosophy, and I can't praise it enough. It's you learn how to deliver an affirmative prayer, and it's right up there on the wall. But the treatment is such a foundation of our faith and meditation. So wonderful class. It's 10 weeks, 3 hours per class from 6 to 9 p.m. The class cost is $295 plus a $45 certificate fee if you're taking the class for credit. Otherwise, it's $295, and you can pay as you go. And so, you can talk to you, Sonja. Would you be the one to talk to about the class?
Yes.
Yes, Sonja over here. Coming soon. Help me out with this. Beatific?
Yes.
Beatific, like beatitude, beatific. Spoken word poetry, beatnik boogie nights. Sounds like a blast. Friday nights, beginning June 9th, August 25th, 7 to 10 p.m. The cover charge is $10 for general admission, $5 for spoken word orators. So it's going to be just a gathering of poetry reading, open mic, music, and Beatnik Boogie Nights gathering. So check it out. Sounds like a lot of fun.
June 9th through August 25th.
June 9th through August 25th.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, 7 to 10 p.m. Thank you. Summer Nights Drumming Circle, facilitated by shamanic Reiki drumming master Debbie Nuccio Duro. $20 advanced registration is highly suggested. And there will also be a sound bath and a cacao ceremony. So there it is. Thank you so much. And let's call up here our beloved Eileen. She's got something I understand she wants to read for us today. After she poses. You, get up here.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Is this on? This is what rock stars do.
It's just low.
Hello. All right, here we go. This is a poem that Sonja found, and it really is quite a beautiful poem. It's a little startling. It's called God's Will, and this is by an anonymous person. An airplane stutters, then falls from the sky. 89 die. A collective sigh, it's God's will. A terrible flood, but all are saved by rescuers strong, fearless, and brave. It's God's will. A child is starved, beaten, then dies. They bury her deep and among anguish and sighs. It's God's will. A little one found, but he isn't quite dead. The people thank heaven and then, of course, said, it's God's will. The greatest good are the greatest ill. Why, don't you know? It's all God's will. God's will is the phrase they mindlessly use. So no matter what happens, that God can't lose. Millions can suffer in earth's darkest holes, yet millions keep saying that God's in control. It's time to wake up and open our eyes. We are responsible for who lives and who dies. It's not God's will that creates all the fuss, because how does God act except acting through us? We are responsible. We are the ones to stop the suffering of our daughters and sons. God will not act. God will not intervene. It's up to each of us to clean up the scene. We are the ones who can, by believing, we can bring peace on earth by believing we can. God's will is a slogan that prevents us from growing and keeps us in bondage and stops us from knowing that we have the power to make all things right, to end all the fear and bring warmth to the night. So let's claim our dominion and consciousness fill by proclaiming the truth that we are God's will.
There we go. Thank you, Eileen. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and love returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and joy returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and power returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and peace returns to me. And peace returns to me.
All right. How beautiful was that, huh? All right. So good morning, everyone. Please prepare for invocation. And let's just settle in. This has been just a wonderful, wonderful morning. Bright sunshine, blessing us with its beautiful rays of energy and light and source. And we're just so humbled by it, humbled by all the things that are around us. As we invite our divinity to be present here in this moment, right here, right now, we know that divinity leads and guides us throughout our days, throughout our moments, throughout our challenges in our life. It is the divinity and our faith that is the glue that takes care of us, that moves us forward, that protects us. And we just simply know this to be the truth. And we live in that truth every moment. And we invite it to be the center of our life, always, all the time. And we're just blessed in knowing that. We take comfort and solace in what it means, what it really and truly means. And it is about the power and sending out our love, sending out our blessings, sending out the true nature of ourselves, because we are that expression. We are the expression of our divinity, of this nature that lives in us, through us, as us, around us. And that's something pretty special. And so we acknowledge the center today, CSL Redlands. We acknowledge all of our members, all of our visitors today. We acknowledge you, whether you're on social media or whether you're here in our center. We acknowledge you. We thank you. We're so grateful for you, for whatever made you decide to be with us at this time, at this moment. We know that you're in the right place at the right time. And we thank you for that. And we also want to acknowledge all of the volunteers that do such wonderful work here in this center. That is a beacon and light of this community because of just your inner expressions of love and your outward expressions of love and care towards this community and towards those that are in need. And that is very special of you, special within your heart, and it is driven by your purpose and your own divinity. And we also want to thank the Dream Band, who is blessing us with their wonderful music this morning, their energy. It is just outflowing, beautiful music that connects us together. And to David, who's our sound engineer, who is lending his talents all the time. He's always here, blessing this center with his abilities, and we thank him. And we thank just anybody that I may have missed. We thank you too. We thank you for your blessings. And we thank Sonja, our spiritual leader, for her determination to just provide such energy and expression of love and reaching out to so many to come to our center to provide their talents and their artwork and their food and all of that stuff. It doesn't happen just by chance. So we want to thank her, and we want to thank the board, our board, for being in such connectivity with what is going on here at our center and supporting it and helping guide it and nurture it. It is so very important as we continue to grow and to expand into our community in the perfect way. And so please join with me in saying, "And so it is."
Do we have a reading? Oh, here it is. Nope, maybe.
I always forget something. Sorry about that. There is a reading. Okay, the reading goes, "The Guest House. This, being human, is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweeps your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. All right. Okay.
Thanks, Daryl.
All right.
So this month we're talking about shadows and light and how they interact and interweave and harmonize, sometimes even synergize. And so this song came to mind. One, two, three, four. Ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad in everyone. We'll learn to live when we'll learn to give each other what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? We all know people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad in everyone. We learn to live when we learn to give each other what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony. Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony. Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony. Ebony, ivory, living in Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder.
Good morning, everyone. As we allow the, is that you, Richard, back there? As we allow the band to get settled and come down from the stage. How wonderful it is to see all of you here today. How wonderful it is to know that there's people also online watching us and supporting this community, CSL Redlands. Before I start my talk today, I wanted to ask David to show a few pictures of yesterday, the labyrinth walk that we did. And so this was a labyrinth. It was right there, yeah. It was massive. And so we had people come yesterday to walk it, which was a silent meditation right out here in the parking lot. And then What else do you have for us, David? Yeah. So, just wanted you to see that because, you know, we're always talking about community, and this is part of the community outreach that we do as well, not to mention the other things we do. So I just wanted to show you what was going on here yesterday. That's Bella.
The reason I took that picture because she was standing right next to her lying down, like right next to her head, and like literally climbed up on the chair just to watch the treatment.
Thank you, David. And thank you, David, for coming yesterday to get some snapshots of, because it's important that we document the things that we do, our classes, our workshops, and things like that. So David knew that it was important, so he showed up after he spent the morning down at the morning market. So thank you, David, for showing up and coming to do that. So good morning, everyone. It is May already, and this year is just flying by. So again, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Sonja Prince, and I'm the spiritual director here for this community. And as I invite you into this sacred space, the sacred container of consciousness, I want to light this candle. And as we said before, you know that right here, your soul is welcome, and we honor you on whatever path you find yourself on, wherever you are on your spiritual journey. You are respected, you are loved, you are celebrated right here. And that's why we sing the song, Your Soul is Welcome Here. My soul is welcome here. So when we light the candle, there is a Chinese proverb that says that it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. And the candle symbolizes the light within the darkness. Because even though it's dark, there is still light. So the talk title today is The Inner and Outer Spectrum. And that inner and outer spectrum is the idea of the shadow side. And so what we want to do is we want to embrace our inner and our outer. We want to let the light in, let the light shine. So the dark and the light, within and without, above and below, both and. So when we talk about the shadow, the spectrum of light, where's my flashlight? Did I leave my flashlight over there? I had a flashlight. Oh, here it is. So I have this flashlight, and it shines a light. So if I was in the dark, I could turn this on, and it would shine a light. And what I notice about it is there's various degrees of the light. There's the big light in the center, and then it radiates out. And so I'm liking that to us in our journey and our path of spirituality, that we need to let in the light. And we can do that little by little by little. Because there's various degrees on this spectrum of light. Okay, now I'm turning it off. I'm reminded that my granddaughter just turned 4 in March, and one of the things she asked for her birthday is a flashlight. And we were like, why does she want a flashlight? So if you're listening, hi Nyla and hi Zara. But this little girl was walking around all day and all night with this flashlight, shining the light on everything. And then we would wake up in the middle of the night, and she'd be in her bed with the flashlight just shining. And what I noticed about it is it was casting shadows over the house. And then I got a little nervous, and I said, we may not want to do that at night, Zara, because somebody may think that there's a burglar and someone in the house using a flashlight to see around. But of course, she didn't know what I was talking about, so. But she didn't know what I was talking about. But, so the light that is shown through the flashlight is what she was she was showing that around the house, and I got to think about the shadows that we cast, the shadows that we have inside of us, and then the light that we can shine on it. And so it reminded me of our shadow side, and it reminded me of the movie Peter Pan. And if I talk about Disney movies, it's because my kids grew up watching them, and now my grandchildren are growing up watching them. And so it's always in the forefront of everything that I do, during the days, because they're watching Disney movies. But in Peter Pan, he was always fighting with his shadow. He was trying to keep it integrate with himself. You could see him on the floor with his shadow trying to get it reintegrated with himself. And that is the work that we have to do to ourselves. Because oftentimes what we think is this shadow part of us is that dark part of us that we want to hide. And we don't want anybody to see that. But it is part of us. And we need to integrate it within us. And that way it's an opportunity for us to deal with it and go in and do the deep work that we must do. The shadow part of us is not bad part of us. It just needs the light shined on it. And it also reminds me of when I go to this place called Float State. And I get in the tank and I float. And all the lights go out. And I cannot even see my hand in front of my face. But eventually, as I'm lying in the water, the warm water floating, the light begins to surface and it comes on. And then I'm in the light again. So darkness is not, how do I say this? There is light even in the darkness. Again, the darkness within, without, above, below. So there are this, it's complicated, but it's not complicated. So as spiritual beings living a human experience, we live from both the inner and the outer spectrum, the darkness and the light. And we process internally and inwardly through our thoughts and our emotions. We express outwardly as we interact with others in life. So we might walk around not wanting to show people that shadow side of us, but we cannot hide it. We cannot hide it. It comes out, it surfaces. We need to love it, embrace it, and then work with it, so we can shine more light into the world. And if we shine more light into the world by looking at ourselves first and our lightness and our darkness, then we can embrace others. Yesterday, as I was sitting in the parking lot and watching the labyrinth, and there was this guy that comes by all the time. And every time he comes by, he does this. And he says something, he asks for change, and he says something under his breath. And then yesterday he was out there and he was all this expletives he was spewing at us because no one would give him change. And I just said, I blessed him. And everybody that was sitting around me, we just blessed him on his way, and he just walked off. But I can recognize that there is light in him. He may not be able to see it and recognize it because whatever he's going through in his own mind, but there is light in every being, as well as darkness in every being. So I blessed him, and we blessed him together. So hopefully, and maybe as we bless him, as we begin to see people that are unlike us, as spiritual beings having this human experience that might have some lightness and some darkness about them, we can embrace them and we can love them right where they are and not have any judgment on it. Both the inner and the outward spectrums are necessary for our growth and our evolution. And when we align the inner and the outer dimensional work, the dimensions of ourselves, we can find harmony. And when we find harmony within ourselves, we can find harmony in our partnerships and in our experiences. So the light and the dark coexist together and cradle each other. We can cradle each other in support. So I wasn't physically supporting the young man yesterday, but I was sending him support and love through the light, through the blessing. So it also reminds me of this powerful, when we talk about that, we have to look at our emotions inside of us. And what I came up with and what I thought about when I started talking and thinking about these emotions this week is I have a lot of emotions and things going on in my body and all these emotions that, happiness, sadness, joy, all kinds of stuff. And it reminded me of that other movie by Pixar called Inside Out, where we have this young girl was having emotional ups and downs, and all these little characters would pop out. And these were the personified emotions that she would experience day to day: joy, anger, disgust, fear, and sadness. And I would say that I experiences those same things. And maybe you are experiencing those same things as well. But the movie Inside Out, it brings up our challenges. Because the movie portrays the idea that while we think we need to be happy all the time, it's not true. Instead, in the film, it encourages us to have the full spectrum of emotions because they are an essential part of us. There's nothing wrong. We don't call it wrong, we don't call it right. We just call it what it is, emotions. And we just deal with it from that. But it gives us the opportunity to take the lead in our own lives, in our own consciousness, and taking the lead with all these emotions and this full spectrum of color, it can lead us to freedom. So Ernest Holmes, in our Declaration of Principle, the personal freedom statement is I believe that the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that goal is sure to be attained by all. And in the reading this week, it likened it to a flower. And what it said was, some flowers bloom at night and can be likened to the inner spectrum within the shadow. Other flowers bloom in the day and can be likened to the outer spectrum within the light. And no matter when they bloom, flowers have beauty, color, fragrance, and unique details that are important to the oneness of life, just like the inner and the outer spectrum, just like us. These beautiful us. Human beings having this, we're having this human experience, but we're spiritual beings. So we are beauty, we are color, we are fragrance, we are unique. And we bloom if we allow ourselves to. So the study of science of mind is a study of first cause, spirit, mind, and the invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes, the power back of creation, the thing itself. So you are created in that essence and likeness, that first cause. Spirit lives within you. So we need to begin to recognize that and act accordingly. So there is simplicity within complexity, as well as complexity within simplicity. We as humans are comprised of both simplicities and complexities within the spectrum and essence of life, you and I. But within us is source, is creativity, is substance, and spirit, the thing itself, lives, moves, and has its being in and through us, as us. And when we recognize that light within us, but we have a spectrum, like I said, it's a spectrum of color, but when we begin to recognize it and utilize it and deal with it and work with it, It's a beautiful thing. We can move from fear to faith. We can allow our light to shine. We can allow that spirit part of us to shine and show others, and they can do the same. It's like a ripple effect. I let my light shine, you let your light shine, you let your light shine, and it's a ripple effect. And oh, what a wonderful world we can create. Oh, what a wonderful world we are creating when we do that. So we embrace our shadow side and we embrace our light. We begin to see ourselves as beautiful things. India Irie sings this song, I am light, I am light. I'm not the color of my skin. I'm not my hair. I'm not my size, shape, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I am light. I am spirit within. Divine substance. Because I come from that divine substance. What if we begin to really see beauty and light within ourselves? What if we did that? What if we started today, right now? We could begin to see the beauty in others if we did. We could begin to live the model, a world that works for everyone. Therefore, it behooves us to learn, to know, to understand the process of this dark and light, of this spectrum. Because every day, every minute of the hour, we are consciously or unconsciously, we're co-creating. And we can consciously co-create when we recognize it, that we are whole, perfect, and complete, that we are light. That we are partners with the divine, that we are the individualized expression of the one. So what do we need to do? What do we need to know? We need to know that we have a private processing center right within us. Our own distribution center. I have my own distribution center, and I choose what I want to distribute to the world. Could be dangerous, but could be beautiful. Choose love. I choose love. Number 2, we need to be in our authenticity, because authenticity matters. Our outer experience is a reflection of our personal sense of expression. How authentically are we expressing in the world, and does it match our inner landscape? If you are smiling, but you go home and you're crying, you're not in alignment. You're not being your authentic self. Been there, done that. Where are you coming from? Are you coming from love? Or are you coming from fear? Are you tucking your emotions within yourselves so you can put a good face on it for the world? We don't want to do that. It has consequences to our physical body when we do things like that. So what do we want to do? We want to know that we're great just who we are, the dark, the light, the shadow, both and. We are creatures that express both inwardly and outwardly. Our lived human experience operates from both spaces simultaneously and we can learn from each part of us. Both the inner and the outer have their own joys and their own pains. but can be applied to our growth and our evolution. So Ernest Holmes says in our conclusion and call to action, there through the door of our own thought, we enter into life, into the universal consciousness, into a complete realization of life and truth, of love and beauty, the spiritual universe. So just as the power of the solar eclipse obscured the light of the sun by the moon, our inner and outer spectrum can eclipse our own experience and cast a shadow that changes the dynamics of our life. We need both inner and outer. We need both dark and light. And when we recognize both of them and love both of them and integrate them into this beautiful spectrum of color, this beautiful spectrum of life, of light, we're cooking with gas at that point. The train is moving out of the station on the right track. So how do you feel? Do you feel like you can express that beautiful light that you are? You feel like you can go into this silent place within you and go and investigate this thing we call darkness, this thing we call the shadow. Love it. It's an opportunity to eat for our evolution. Do you feel like you can bring it to the forefront and love it and transmute it? Do you feel like you can do that? Or if you can't, we have practitioners. You have me. We have a class coming up, treatment and meditation class. We teach here practical applications of these teachings that will get you from where you find yourself to a better place. But it's up to you to do the work. It's up to you to come, sign up for the classes, get in and do the deep work. We have our emeritus practitioner here that is dynamic at treatment, dynamic at teaching these principles. Some of you have already been in classes with him and experienced it. So if you want to live your life on purpose, if you want to take advantage and live your best life, begin to live your best life. Begin to uncover this thing we call the darkness, this thing we call the shadow, integrate it into and have this awareness of the consciousness and the subconscious level and just bring them together and live from that place. We teach you techniques. And finally, just knowing who, I always say this, who and whose you are, and anchoring yourself in that knowing, and letting that light so shine before men, women, that they may see when they look at you that you are God expressing. And they can also see that they are God expressing. One of the exercises we had to do this past weekend is, which is hard for people, is to look someone in the eyes and see the soul, the light of their soul. And I can do that. I was raised that way. My parents so taught me, you look people in the eye when you're speaking to them. So we could have a staring contest right now. I won't blink. Who's going to blink first? But I'm just making light of it. But when you look into someone's eyes, you can see the depths of their soul. And a lot of people can't do it. There were tears. And that's what we had to do. That's what they asked us to do. That was the experiential exercise that they wanted us to do. And we did it. And then they asked us to place our hand over our own heart and have the person in front of us place their hand over our heart as we looked into each other's eyes. That connection. We are connected. There is no separation. I can't be separated from you. I cannot be separated from my source. So, shine your light. Know that you are these incredible beings, multifaceted. The spectrum of beauty, the spectrum of light. And we turn on the light and shine it on the darkness. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonja. Beautiful. I've heard it my whole life. The nicest guys always finish last. Look out for yourself, they say. The golden rule's just a thing of the past. People say fighting dirty is the only game that the world's gonna understand. But not me, not today. They say it's a real cruel world. I read the same morning paper as you. They say these are real hard times. Some people never even make it through. Well, it seems like the devil's working overtime and that he's got the upper hand. But hold on, take a look, 'cause I read the book and I know love wins. Love wins, yeah. Better listen, my friend, 'cause in the end, love wins, yeah, love wins.
That's right. Love wins. Woo! The Dream Band. Woo! Give them a hand.
Oh, yeah, Kristen on the bass, Mac on the drums over there for you. And yours truly.
All right, there's a lot of hugging and love winning back there going on. But now it's time for a conscious giving. So I invite you to consider that the same portal from which you give is indeed the same portal from which you receive. So let's expand and become bigger and bolder givers. That way we can expand and become bigger and bolder receivers. So I ask you to put your tithe and offering over your heart as we repeat this affirmation together, if David will put it on the screen. Let's say this together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and to bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
Thank you for giving. Thank you for receiving. And thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. And thank you for believing. And thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
So I just invite you to stretch your hands forward. I bless these gifts, these tithes and offerings, knowing that they are sufficient to cover the needs of CSL Redlands, which is a successful idea in the mind of God. How good it is to speak this word and know the truth now. And together we say, and so it is.
I used to think I'd always be alone, separate, misunderstood.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I just need water.
I spent my days in quiet desperation,
He can sing.
but on the outside, things looked good. Then I discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Oh, why did it take so many years?
I just invite you to go within. I'd like to invite the practitioners and the any ministers in the practitioner room right after the service. I'd like to do a chamber prayer, or anybody who wants to join us for a chamber prayer. But right now, just deepening into yourself, go within and feeling that presence of God, and knowing that you are an expression of that God, living and breathing, that God chose to show up in this world as you, is a beautiful thing. And so I want you to embrace that light within you, embrace that shadow side of in you, because it is all you. And I invite you to go in and do the deep work and live out loud your authentic selves. Live out loud who you are and whose you are. These beautiful expressions of the divine that have come here, you have shown up Now let's show out. Live out loud, be that expression. And to give light to others so they can shine their light and be that expression as well. You know, this is a community. We are in community. Here in the sanctuary, online, and our families. We are all connected. And so what I want to say is that you are loved. You are blessed. That everything is within your reach. As we peel the layers back and know. And so we have another affirmation that we say, if David could put it on the screen, because this is the truth of you, that there is a soul within you that has never been harmed, and you need to know that. So let's say this affirmation, this mantra together, because it is the truth. So let's say it down. Anything and everything that has heretofore blocked, hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed our highest and best good is hereby. Is anybody else saying this with me? Let's say it from this. Highest good in regards to receiving our abundance and supply has no power and is released back to the nothingness from which it came and is replaced with the truth that God is at hand now as our divine source, supply, and sufficiency. Feel that, know that for yourself, because it is the truth of your being. Take a deep breath in. The only thing that is happening here is the life of God, the life of spirit that you are. So I want you to go out, start today, and live it. Know it out loud. Thank you. And so it is.
Now I am walking with my eyes wide open, knowing with my mind wide open, loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open, walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open, loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. Make it a great week.